All right, welcome back to Shaving with Fuzzy. I'm Fuzzy. Hi, y'all, on a SHaDE, yes, SHaDE Thursday afternoon. So it rained yesterday afternoon. So matter of fact, co-worker and myself, we're working on some stuff together. Actually working on some scheduling together. I'm having to take over schedules here for too long, and we were working on some stuff, and I needed to go do something. So she rode with me in the new company car, which is Excelente, by the way. And we were talking about, hey, it didn't rain today. Although I got a new car and it's been raining for 2 weeks, so the car is not exactly factory fresh anymore. Even the inside needs to be vacuumed out because we have construction sites and things like that. But anyway, so it rained yesterday afternoon and then it's rained today. So I guess I should have just I knocked on wood. I tried. It didn't do any good. So anyway, it's Thursday, a soggy Thursday, and I'm using my Williams mug, but we're not shaving with Williams today. Matter of fact, I'm not 100% sure what we are shaving with. I've got so many soaps, and I get stuff in from people, and I shave with them a few times, and the boxes and everything disappears, and I end up with this: a soap in a mug. This is a neat little mug. It's got the little carriage on the side of it. Remember, I got the one that's got the Packard on the side of it. But anyway, so here's what I remember. I think I remember this was in a blue and white box. I think it's from a country that is foreign to the U.S. It's from somewhere, Europe maybe. And it's square. It is not the old. You remember the old Clark cabinet? Cabinet. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right or not, but Clark. And it had more. This is not. I have some of that. This is not it. This is a cube, a shave cube, and maybe that's what I should have put into Google instead of square shave soap. Maybe I should have put shave cube. Help me out. I think it starts with an A, and that's as far as I get on my memory. But that's what I'm remembering. So anyway, that's what we're going to shave with. We're going to use my favorite Smog 1305 brush. It is September, which is SC. September starts with SE, SCPTEMB. So capitalize that S and E and leave the rest of them little, and you got SC Timber. And a lot of people are using single edge. I use single edge a lot of time. Next month will be OC-tober, October, open comb, OC. See? We're simple people. It doesn't take much to amuse us. So anyway, I thought today I would shave with something that not a lot of people have. And, and just to remind people, a SHaDE razor is a single edge razor. It does use half of a double edge blade, but that does make it a single edge. However, that does not make a straight razor a single edge. That is not traditional, not a safety razor. We're talking about single edge safety razor before you straight razor guys got to come in. Well, I shave with a straight razor, single edge all the time. They just do that. Wow, 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 wow. Now, truth of the matter is, if it wasn't for the fact that I did like traditional single edge safety razors, injector, I would be a straight edge guy. I really would. But anyway, we got the Challenger here, I think it was called. It was from India. I don't even think they're making it anymore. I can't find anywhere that says they are. I don't know definitively they're not. I've got one. At one time I heard they were coming out one with an open comb. It's plastic. As was pointed out, though, I think it will last longer than like the Gillette clip because it actually has a hinge. It's not just the plastic that sits there and bends backwards and forwards till it breaks. So maybe this one actually lasts a little longer. And what that means is first tape cap going to pop off. It's going to break. That's what's going to happen. So anyway, that's what we're doing today. There's a shave. Oh, and another thing, a little story here while I'm going to pull more water in the basin here while I wipe my face off. So you see, we got more than a day's shave. Not much more though. I use that rag with some Old Spice body wash. I can tell. Anyway, I can remember when they quit making the original scent Old Spice body wash. They did for a while. You could get the body wash. You could get the body spray that was the original scent, and all of a sudden it wasn't selling enough, I'm assuming, so they quit doing it. And we're going to write letters, and we're going to quit doing this, and we're going to quit doing that. And everybody said, we don't care. We sell enough stuff to the younger people. We ain't got to worry about you older people. So that's what we came to. Now, one thing I do remember about this soap, I believe I remember anyway about this soap, is that it was a really good quality soap that did a good job. So let's see if I remembered that correctly. I'm pretty sure I did. So anyway, yes, yesterday was doing some schedule stuff. That was mighty fun. I still have an issue in that I work night shifts, almost all. But here lately I've been working day and night shifts. And Fuzzy was tired last night and ended up working a casino shift. because we had a call out. Someone woke up sick. Sick of going into work, maybe. But anyway, so I worked all night. 2200, over 600 at a little truck stop casino. If you don't have those where you're from, it's just video poker mostly. And you go in, and the state requires you to have security in there because they get revenue from it. And we do a lot of those. They don't pay a lot. They're armed sites, but they don't pay a lot. And when you don't pay people a lot, they don't mind calling off in it. And I get it. I understand. I really, really, really do. Not everybody was raised like I was, where you know the job when you start, you know the pay when you start, and you have agreed to do the job. So you do the job. Not all that, Not everybody was raised that way. Now, I remember my mom telling me that if you agree to do the job for the pay, do the job for the pay. But as you can see, the soap does a really good job. It ladders up really easy with my custom handle. You don't have a Miss Luna custom handled 1305 Smog. You don't. I do. In fact, I didn't have this thing very long before she customized it, as I remember, and I still to this day don't know how she got it off the counter. Don't guess I gotta know, right? Don't really matter. All right, so here we go. Now, this razor's always done good. Now, this thing does have a pivot, the way the handle's put in there. And I'm anti-pivot on this kind of stuff. They had a razor, and I say this every time I use this thing. I'm going to make this quick this time, because I'm not going to make it into a full rant. The guy invented a razor to make it easier shaving system, because it pivots, and all you pretty much had to do was put pressure on, and it would pivot to stay with your face. And there were people saying that they couldn't get a good shave with a traditional razor, but they could with that thing. Horse feathers. Done with it. See there? Told you. But anyway, I don't really use the pivot. Pressure and angle is things we preach anyway. So here we go. Okay, you'll notice in the background, I'm going to point that way. That's my gun cabinet. And on top of my gun cabinet was a set of deer antlers that are currently here beside me for a reason. Someone had asked me about that set. That is actually the biggest I don't know if it's the biggest body, but it's the biggest set of horns on a deer I ever had harvested. I haven't been deer hunting in years. I really don't have a where. But anyway, I killed that deer out of a stand my granddad built. And we called it the outhouse stand because that's what it looked like, was an old outhouse. Had the slanting roof and everything. And my granddad over-engineered everything. That thing had enough screws in it to do it was a little old bitty thing. I don't know what the measurements on it was, but it had enough screws in it to put together a 25 by 25 shed. And it wasn't going anywhere. And I had gone to visit my brother, and I had borrowed his rifle. And that deer caused some contentions at the hunting club it was in. Because, people who have money that hunt and have places to go hunt, a lot of times they only shoot the big stuff. I only shoot the mature, the big ones. We don't let the little ones walk until they get big. And people like me that were limited in our hunting areas didn't tend to follow along so much at that. So anyway, I'm sitting there, and I think I was towards the end of the hunt. I may have even had a cigar going already. I can't remember. No, I probably didn't have a cigar going, but I'm sitting there. I got my rifle rested across the windows open in front, back, and everything, and I have my rifle laying across, or my brother's rifle. I actually loaned that to me, by the way, Mark. Appreciate that. And I'm watching a right-of-way right next to a ditch, a cleared spot on the edge of the hunting club. And I'm sitting there, and all of a sudden this deer steps out, and the first thought goes through my mind is, that's a big deer. Now, up until that point, the biggest horned deer I killed was an 8-point. And it wasn't a really big rack. It was a decent bodied deer. But anyway. So anyway, I shot the thing, and it fell out into the ditch. Did as a doorknob. But apparently a lot of people had seen that deer, and I never figured out whether they were actually hunting it, or they were going to let it go, or if people were trying to find it so that they could get it. Because what it was living off of that property on another hunting club. and it was just moving through feeding. And if it was going to live on the other hunting club, odds were they were going to get it. So I don't know what was going on. But anyway, I was just a guest, and they weren't real happy. Just a second, I'm going to show you what that one looked like. It's, like I said, one of the best deer I've ever got. So you see there that the SHaDE razor works fine. Did I ever get my my two-sided thingy cut down into a SHaDE razor? No, I did not. I had a couple people offer to do it, and I got busy, and I quit mailing stuff and getting stuff in the mail, and it never got done. Maybe one day it'll get done. But someone had mentioned emailing me about some razors. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, response here. I'm not sure what email you're using. Let me know. And if anybody ever wants to get a hold of me by email, I'll give out an email that anybody can use. It's wchnu.tost3@gmail.com. watchingyou.toast3@gmail.com. It is not complicated, folks. And you can get it. And I even check it every once in a while. Don't check it as much as I used to. But I need to get back into it. I was over on Toast again the other day answering a few things and asking a few questions and posted a picture and this, that, and the other. Woo boy. Well, there we go with a really, really nice SHaDE razor shade. Well, that razor was built as a SHaDE razor. SHaDE razor. What does SHaDE mean? Single half of double edge. So it's half of an unmentionable that makes it mentionable. Over at Toast, we don't mention unmentionables, or if we do, we mention them as unmentionables. But if you're using a half of an unmentionable blade, feel free to mention what brand blade you cut in half to get it. These are derbies. I actually have some that were already broken in half, some derbies, and that's what I've been using. Well, anyway, I think that was probably my last deer hunt too, and that's been a while back. I do a little squirrel hunting, but I think that was my last deer hunt. But anyway, this is a really ugly mount because I did it myself. But that's what was sitting back on the. That's what was sitting back, and it'll be back there again. But that's my little 10-point. It would have been if it had gotten older. Yes, it would have been a gigantic, really nice trophy deer if it didn't die of a disease or coyotes or break a leg or anything. That's my thing on letting them walk and letting them walk and letting them walk and get bigger and bigger and bigger. I get it, I do. But there's things that happen anyway, so he may not make it to a mature age anyway. And I like to eat deer. He eat horns. That's very true. But I've harvested plenty of young deer and plenty of does over the years. But I've never been I mean, if I'm in the hunting club and they're on a big buck program and I'm paying to be there and that's the rules, okay, I played by that game. But if not, you know, but I've never killed a lot of really big deer anyway because I didn't hunt places that had a lot of really big deer. But anyway, there we go. So if you're an anti-hunter, then you're not going to like fuzzy anymore. But there's a little deer hunting story to go with the SHaDE with the mystery soap. Okay, so the whole point of describing the mystery soap is someone tell me what it was. Probably since I thought of the word cube, SHaDE cube, I'm probably going to be able to go Google it now. But I still don't mind someone, backing it up and saying, oh, it's this. And really good lather. I don't remember where it was from. It was somewhere foreign to the U.S. It's hard to say it's from somewhere foreign because there's people all over the place, and it may not be foreign from where you're from. What language did he speak? I don't know. It was a foreign language. Well, it wasn't foreign where he was from. Like one of my favorite lines in the Pink Panther was, Inspector Clouseau, does your dog bite? And the old guy behind the camera says, no. So he reached down to pet him, and the dog bites him. And he looks up and he says, I thought you said your dog doesn't bite. And I'm not getting all the accents right, and I'm probably even putting it in a bit, but I'm paraphrasing, people. Paraphrasing. And the old guy looks back and says, not my dog. So anyway, sometimes to get the correct answer to your question, you have to know the correct question to ask. If you're going to fix a problem, first thing you have to know is that there is a problem. Then you have to know what the problem is before you can decide what's causing the problem and how to fix it. Most people just skip right over that step and go right straight to trying to solve the problem. You got to know what the problem is. Once you know what the problem is, then you can figure out what's causing it. Once you know the problem, what's causing it, then you can answer the problem usually. Or it puts you on the right track. But anyway, that's my philosophy for today. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, come on down to Soggy, Louisiana. If it's dry where you are, it ain't here. Take a couple of cups of water back with you. I understand out in California, which I still think should be given back to the Spanish with $10 and a note that we're sorry. But anyway, I understand that they're fighting the wildfires again because it's so dry. I've never been through that. I don't want to go through that. That's horrible. The whole world on fire at one time like that, right there in front of you. I don't want anything to do that. I don't at all. Whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, Fuzzy says, happy shades to you.